Alright guys, this video is for us single people, right? And for whatever you guys say with singly, I'm not gonna fight it. I'm just gonna tell you the things that I go through as a single person. And I know this video is gonna help a lot of people, especially those that are single, especially those that lead a very tough life in terms of their career, in terms of the pressure of umndeni. Do not, I've been there, I've experienced it, I'm trying to stop it. Don't allow the loneliness to make you do things that will fix temporary solution problems, man. What do I mean by this? Let me make it practical. You're single, right? You seek comfort, right? You seek the benefits of being in a relationship and you're single. So what's going to happen? You're going to find someone. You're going to use that person. You're going to use them for the benefits of what you would like to have in a relationship, yet you're not in a relationship. That's not healing, that's hurting. You're hurting yourself. You might not be hurting the next person because they understand, they don't care. You're single, they're single, they want to do whatever they want to do, right? But you're hurting yourself, and allow yourself to be single. Learn from the singleness. Grasp knowledge in the singleness. It's the time where you get to be alone and learn who you are, the character of yourself, the character of who you are when there is no one there to comfort you. Loneliness comes and goes. Yes, it may look like it is more aggressive when you are single. That's because usujwayele ukuba nomuntu, usujwayele ukonfide kumuntu wakho, usujwayele ukumtshela imfihlo, usujwayele khihla isililo kuyena, akekho, akafiki, akamtholi, akakutholi. Don't break your heart any further trying to fulfill the needs of a relationship with something temporary. Asibambelele, sibagrand. It's tough, I know, but it's not worth it. You know that's not you. I know it's not me. It's the flesh. The flesh wants what it wants, right? Quick whatnot, but it's not going to do much for you. It's going to hurt you. So in the single period that you're in, the singleness, the season of singleness, word of advice from me: think about your future husband, think about your future wife, because now but at least right. Alright, cheers.
The male loneliness pandemic literally does not exist, because you will have women who will come willingly, without us asking, will come and ask people, how do you tell your boyfriend very nicely to wipe his bum? And there will be women who will answer with their own experience. There are women who willingly go into debt to get a man alone so that he can pay for whatever. Women literally buy men cars. Never ever freaking tell me about the male loneliness pandemic, because y'all really just don't have the source then. I'm sorry. You clearly just don't have the source, because women would date anything.
It says a lot, about the state of the men in our country.
Yeah.
No, it says a lot out here.
No, men are going through a lot.
Yeah.
They are going through a lot. I was supposed to attend a camp where Chama Music, the one who got an accident.
Yes.
He's got a camp for men. Abanye ke basadi.
Next.
Ba le brief gore le go campong. Awona reception abanya ko bona mosadi.
No, there mustn't be a woman 10 kilometer radius of the veil.
O kare ba ka sponsor ke ntwa di tissue. Ba lla le ke le bona sala bona o rona le mathata until you listen to those men.
Yeah.
Wa bona ra nna ke sharp.
Twin savers, there's an opportunity.
Ya ra nna ke sharp ke na mathata kwa wa liwa kwa.
That's it.
Yeah, abanna ba image.
Yeah, no, the guests that have been here, men who've cried here, it was completely unexpected, obviously.
Yeah.
And we talk before we start recording, we chat, we good, and then they sit here.
Yeah, no, maybe.
And then let me tell you what question I asked.
Basadi.
No, you'll be surprised. Childhood, bruh.
Oh, childhood.
Really about the way we were raised. Our fathers, our mothers, the environment in which we were raised, how we were neglected.
It's better to be a stupid girlfriend than it is to be a stupid hoe.
Here's the thing. Those aren't your only two options. You don't have to choose between being a stupid girlfriend or a stupid hoe. You can choose yourself. More and more women are choosing to stay single. And despite what men love to say, it's not women who are struggling with loneliness. It's them. Let's talk about the male loneliness epidemic. In South Africa alone, 75% are committed by men. Out of 13,774, 10,861 were men. These stats tell a harsh truth. It's men who are struggling to cope with loneliness, not women. Yet, they are out here trying to scare women into thinking they'll end up sad and alone with cats. The irony is almost painful. Maybe if they spent less time demeaning women and more time learning how to be decent human beings, they wouldn't feel so isolated. So, while men are out here struggling with loneliness and isolation, they're busy projecting that fear onto women. At the end of the day, this 1,000 chances nonsense is just another way for men to avoid accountability while setting women up for failure. The truth is, you don't owe anyone 1,000 chances. You don't owe anyone your time. You deserve to be with someone who respects you and doesn't need endless chances to figure that out. And if that someone doesn't exist, guess what? You're better off alone.
If you look at the rate of suicide in South Africa since COVID, it's increased by 85%. 85%. If it was women or children, it will be declared a national emergency. But men are disposable. Men are disposable. Now, why are we dying? And the bigger, better question here is, why are we killing ourselves? There's only two reasons why a man will kill himself. Either a woman or money. Those are the two big reasons why we kill ourselves. Now, most of us and most of you young boys, you've been told that love is real, but you forget that love is a feeling. And feelings are very unpredictable. Feelings change with stress, mood, environment, and weather. Feeling, when you're in love, if you look at it from a scientific point of view, you're in a state of madness. When somebody is in love, can kill someone. And if I can prove that you are in love when you committed the crime in a court of law, you can walk free, because mentally you are unstable. So when a man is in love, he is not himself. You lose yourself because the hormones in you change. Now, most of us will always marry because we're in love. Now, traditionally, our fathers never married for love. I've never seen my father hold my mother's hand or kiss her. Does it mean that my father didn't love my mother? No, he did. He did. This story of falling in love came with Hollywood because it is the easiest way to control and manipulate a man to work harder for things he can't afford, to buy things he doesn't need, to please people that don't even know him. Because if a woman wasn't there, the normal young man is too lazy to go do physical work. But because a woman forces you to want a better life, you become easily manageable and controllable for you to go to work. And they invented what? Love. Love is a condition. If you marry somebody because you love that person, if a woman loves you because your face looks as clean as it is, what she's telling you is one. If you ever get a scar on that face, I'll leave you. The reason why somebody loves you is the same reason why they leave you. So when a man tells a woman that I love you because you've got very big, nice breasts, or I like your behind, it means the minute she puts on weight or she has a child and the body changes, he's going to leave her for somebody else. So we can never, ever fall in love as a reason for getting married. You fall in love later on with the person because you married them for a different reason. Now, we've got what I call the 3 W's. The first thing that you need to know that has to drive your life as a man, the first W here is the word. This phone, when I bought this phone, it came in a box. And when I opened that box, what is the first thing that was on top of the box? It was a new phone. What was it? Manual. It was a manual. Why do they have a manual in there? One of the things in the manual says that if you use this phone like this, like that, and if it doesn't work, they guarantee me that they'll give me my money back or they'll replace this phone. This phone is a Huawei phone. No, this is a Samsung. Does Samsung know me? So why are they giving me such a big promise? Yes, my king, why? Because they believe. They believe in themselves. They're not doing that because they love me. They're giving me that promise because they're protecting their name. Now, to protect their name, it says, one of the conditions, it says, I should not take this phone to any dealer that is not part of the Samsung group. If I take this to any dealer, they tell me also, any unauthorized dealer, if I take this to any unauthorized dealer, that guarantees disqualified. If I use this phone underwater, that guarantee is disqualified. Now, those are instructions. Now, so the first thing as a man you need to understand, read the manual from your maker. You need to understand yourself. And that's why it becomes very important. There is a lot of politics around the Bible. We talk about it's a white man's book. There's so many books you read that were written by different people. It's how you read the book that makes sense. It is the only way you're going to understand how you come into this world. The second W here is work. Work means purpose. There is a little voice in your head and there is something in your heart that tells you what you're good at. What is that one thing that you can do with your eyes closed and your friends struggle with? It doesn't have to be a big thing. It could be as easy as fixing a phone. It could be as easy as driving a car. It could be as easy as talking to people and making people comfortable. We always have something that we don't think it's too big. Now, that becomes your area of unfair advantage. What area of unfair advantage do you know? And then the third one is a wife. You see, a wife comes third. It doesn't come one.
You lack any form of substantial relationships, be it friendship or romantically. You have dwindling friend groups or no friends at all. You're angry a lot of the time. You have chest pains or heart complications, and your depression and suicidal ideations rummage through your mind like a homeless person digging through the trash. If any of that resonates with you, well then, my friend, you are a victim of the male loneliness epidemic. And as real as it is, we have to ask some pertinent questions. Like, if you are a victim of male loneliness, is it because, for example, you are in recovery from COVID and you have PTSD? After all, it was a period where many people had to deal with isolation on their own. No friends, family, or loved ones to connect with. And so the further they went down the isolation path, the further removed they were from society. And once the world went back to normal, well, the idea of reacclimation just became a near impossible task, one that they still struggle with till today. And if that is the case, well then you have very valid reasons of why you are a victim of male loneliness. But on the flip side, I propose to you that if you do resonate with those symptoms, but you find yourself being a man who uses phrases and terms like simp, bait, or cuck, you refer to yourself as a high-value man or an alpha, that maybe it's of your own doing, a self-inflicted wound. And I know a lot of you won't like me saying that, but I'm willing to bet that the average woman isn't trying to listen to a guy go on about how feminism is the leading cause to the destruction of the modern day home, or how men that show allyship or affection to women are simps, baiters, or cucks. And for the most part, even the average gent isn't trying to hear you go on about the Matrix like you Neo, dog. So, as much as this ideology does have its online brotherhood, it's failing to translate into the real world because no one's trying to hear that. So you find yourself in an Ouroboros moment, a snake eating its own tail. The thing that you revere is also detrimental to your mental health and well-being, pushing you further and further down this path of loneliness. Now, I know a lot of you pride yourselves as these stoic masculine men who are independent thinkers, detached from the matrix. But maybe you're victims of manipulation and coercion. So if this resonates with you, or you're feeling like a hit dog, apart with this, ask yourself this one thing. How many of my thoughts are of my own thinking? How much autonomy do I have with my thinking? Or am I a victim of programming and conditioning? Anyway, I'll leave you there. But we'll pick up again on the conversation of autonomous thought in the next conversation. Till then, peace.
But here's the tragedy though. Most male friendships are surface based. Let's talk about the ugly truth about men's loneliness, which has now become an epidemic that is ravaging a lot of men from the inside out like a disease, creating disconnections and creating way so much noise that is actually numbing them in silence. There are too many men that are being anti-socialized by endless streams of misogynistic, anti-relationship, aggressive, manipulative content that frames women as enemies, as whisperers of hatred against men. And this is actually creating a lot of resentment that makes them feel like women are the enemy. This content says to young men that women are protected at their expense, and to be kind, responsible, emotionally intelligent, accountable, and a protector is actually being a simp. It becomes such a common terminology. They're fed these distorted statistics, half-truths, a hyperbole of victimhood content. And slowly, this poison seeps in, and what begins as frustrations against women turns into resentment against women, turns into a doctrine that becomes their worldview, that says that women are no longer partners, but problems to solve, enemies to defeat, not to protect, to uplift, to collaborate, or to lead with love. And then they start to pull away from women. Many turn to each other as echo chambers of the same vitriol against women. But here's the tragedy though. Most male friendships are surface-based. They're talking points about memes, money, women, but rarely about any depth or any struggles or how to win holistically at life. What many men don't realize is that surface bonding can never ever heal wounds. It leaves men emotionally stranded, burdened with inner chaos that they cannot name and don't know how to handle, and partly due to not having close examples that they can emulate from or learn from. And this lack of deep emotional support compounds. Loneliness becomes not just a condition, but a mindset, a worldview, a prison. And data doesn't lie, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at data. According to a 2021 survey, Center on American Life, it is time to be the man that you are meant to be, not the one that the algorithm is shaping you and manipulating you to become. 15% of men report not having a close friendship, and this is a 5-fold increase from 3% that was there in 1990. Meanwhile, in 2023, a report from the Center for Countering Digital Hate found that misogynistic content online is not only growing, but it is outperforming mainstream content on mental health among young men. This very platform, along with platforms like YouTube, are pushing this material through this algorithmic amplification. At a very fast rate, information is coming at them. Is it any wonder that too many young men feel angry, alienated, and lost? But here's the truth, young king. You cannot build strength on resentment. You can only build walls. So stop feeding your fears. Stop numbing your pain with content that flatters your wounds but fuels your downfall and increases your hatred. Choose differently. Learn to consume what builds, what doesn't break. Seek voices that challenge you to be whole, not hollow. Choose growth over grievance, power over pity, intention over instinct. Be deliberate about your inputs, young man. If you want a different output in life, start with your mind. True masculinity is not found in domination. It is found in devotion to discipline, not in external conquest of others, but in connection and with inner conquest of self. It is time to be the man that you are meant to be, not the one that the algorithm is shaping you and manipulating you to become. Don't become a puppet in somebody else's agenda.